Hi, it's Pat Gillis here, and we've had quite an interesting day at the farm today. It started out that the horse right behind me here, Spirit, actually ended up having a bit of an eye injury. And now I don't know if you've ever seen a horse with a what we call a corneal ulcer. It's when they scratch their eye a little bit, and what you'll see is that there's quite a bit of cloudiness around the eye, and the eye is really painful. Right, the horse sort of has his eye half closed, and there's a lot of tearing, and the doesn't take anything to figure out that the horse is in considerable discomfort. With Spirit, it was really interesting because last night he was absolutely fine, and this morning we come out to find that half of his eye has this cloudy thing over it, but he's as happy as a lark. He doesn't look sore. He doesn't look like he's in any kind of discomfort. And so we were really kind of confused. So I'm on the phone to the vet because I've never seen this before. So the vet came out, and I'll show you his eye in a second, and if you'll let me. He probably hit his eye, like closed his eye, but hit something in his stall last night. And so there really isn't any pain involved in this injury. We have to treat the inflammation now. So every 3 to 4 hours, we have to put drops in his eyes, which he's not really big on that so far, so it's going to be kind of interesting to see how we make out with that. What it got me thinking about was that there's always sort of something with horses, right? There's always something that can take up your time, and you can spend a lot of hours in the barn working, right? But the thing is, if you can think of it a different way, or at least that's what we try to do for the most part, is to think that if every single thing you do with horses, if you called it work per se, like you just put it under that title, oh my gosh, I am working today. Well, my gosh, you'd be working all the time, right? But if you try to look at it, that a lot of the stuff that you get to do with horses is actually pretty nice, right? I mean, you're dealing with horses, right? So they're pretty great to deal with. And so if you try to look at it that way and sort of take the work element out of it, there might be a lot of hours spent in the barn, but it's not necessarily that you're working all the time. I saw this great thing on Facebook, and it said they did a study of horse people recently, and they asked them, what do you do in your spare time? And the results of the survey were that 60% of the horse people said they don't have any spare time, and 40% of them said they didn't understand the question, which I'm sorry, I just thought that was really funny. But again, like, there is a lot of stuff to do with horses, but it isn't always necessarily work per se. And again, horses do so much for us in the long run, right? Like, they teach us so much about ourselves. They're just great to hang out with, right? So I recommend to you, if by chance you have any opportunity to either ride horses, work with horses, do anything with horses, it's never too late to learn this. It's never too late to enjoy them. They're just as much fun as can be to be around. And I was really lucky because I got to find my passion early in life, and I got to do it. And I'm not suggesting there haven't been days in the last 40 years where I haven't said, oh my gosh, this is a lot of work. But generally speaking, just when you're really feeling down, the horses will do something that's either goofy or funny or sort of profound sometimes too, that just sort of changes how you look at things and kind of makes it all worthwhile. So if you have a chance, if you have the opportunity to ride horses, to work with horses, to volunteer somewhere with horses, do it. You will love it. It's never too late. There's some basic stuff you got to learn to keep yourself safe, and then after that, it's just a joy. And horses are just a joy, and we're lucky to have them in our lives. So if you're watching this anywhere besides at our blog, which is at ismyhorsehappy.com, go on over there and scroll down and leave me a message. Let me know, where are you in your horse journey? Are you still kind of dreaming about doing stuff with horses, or are you actually doing it? If you're not, I recommend that you do. Try to find a place where you can volunteer. You'll be so glad you did, because they're so special and we're so lucky to have them in our lives. So until next week, that's it. We'll talk to you next time, and remember, always thank your horse. So here's a look at his eye, because I just put drops in it. It's a little bit squinty now, but we'll see if we can get a better shot of it. So if you look at the eyes straight on from the front, the eye that's to your left when you're looking at him front on almost looks more inflated, so to speak, than the eye on the right. It's the right eye that's sore. And here's a good shot of it. There you go. Now, I don't doubt that this eye hurts a little bit. I mean, it has to, because he gave himself such a whack to get that inflammation to begin with. But it's not the kind of pain that you get from a corneal ulcer. In fact, really, he just wants to know why I'm not giving him his supper right now.